Hello.
Hello.
This is Andy
Yep, and Luke.
and
Luke
Luke.
here.
Yep, um, we are experts, and we're here to give you our picks.
We're experts at picking.
Experts at picking apples, picking teams,
Picking our
and
noses.
picking our noses, and we're just gonna dive right into it. You know, how does this sound to you, Luke?
Yeah.
Just top to bottom, Bucks, Cowboys, Seahawks, Vikings, Saints, Packers, Cardinals. I'm
That
looking
sounds
at
incredible. That sounds incredible. I wouldn't change any of that.
Okay. So you're high on the Bucks.
I'm real high on the Bucks.
Why do you like the Bucks?
Because I'm thinking of Bruce Arians and I'm thinking of Carson Palmer era Cardinals.
Got
I'm
it.
thinking they had like 1 or 2 years where they were like the best offense in football or the best team in football. They were an insane team for a while. And I'm thinking if he could do that with Carson Palmer, now he's got Tom Brady, plus an offense that we know has weapons. And we know the defense is actually not terrible when you take away Jameis Winston's 40 interceptions. Uh, so I just feel like Bruce Arians and Tom Brady are going to. I'm feeling like a Peyton Manning in Denver first couple of years vibe. Where
Right.
Tom Brady's just going to be throwing the ball 50 times a game, like trying to break records and just make a point. That's what I'm thinking.
They have Leonard Fournette. They have Ronald Jones.
Godwin,
Mike Evans. Cameron Brate.
Cameron Brate, Rob Gronkowski.
Rob Gronkowski. Yeah, they're pretty stacked. That's a good pick. Yeah. So we have Bucks at number one. Cowboys at number two. That roster is pretty complete.
Yeah, well-rounded.
Mike McCarthy is a good head coach. I think he'll be able to get something out of that roster more so than Jason Garrett.
And I believe in Dak Prescott. I believe Dak Prescott's a good quarterback.
Yeah, I believe he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's a great quarterback.
No, he's not like top 5 or top 3 or whatever, but he's good.
He's good.
You could probably win the Super Bowl with him.
Yeah, I think you could win the Super Bowl with him. That team could win the Super Bowl. Cowboys, Cowboys. The Cowboys are a sexy pick.
Yeah, that's a good pick. It's an educated pick.
Seahawks, Russell Wilson.
That's really all that is.
There's not much to talk about there. Russell Wilson, Pete Carroll. I'm waiting. At a certain point, the fucking whoever the GM of the Seahawks or the VP of football operations will realize that Pete Carroll is not the guy he once was, and will let him go.
I agree. Pete Carroll, honestly, since that Super Bowl where he didn't give Marshawn the ball, he's been a little bit less than his prime. I feel like that was like his peak, that second Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And now it just feels like,
he's fallen off the wagon.
Yeah, I feel like I hear a lot of criticism.
He's also said a bunch of weird, conspiracy truther stuff.
Interesting. Very pro weed.
He is pro weed.
He's pro weed for players anyway.
Yeah.
He's always been pro players smoking weed.
Probably
even at USC.
Yeah. So let's see what else here.
I really like the Vikings this year.
Yeah. Why do you like them?
Well, because consistency. I think they're one of the most consistent teams in terms of what they're going to do. They've been doing it for years. Good defense. They run the ball. Kirk Cousins manages the game, and you also have Gary Kubiak coming in, who I think is like a proven. He won a Super Bowl in Denver, and I think Gary Kubiak makes teams better in general.
Yeah.
At least when he first shows up.
I'd agree with that. Saints, Packers, Cardinals. We know there's not much talk about those teams, I guess, other than the Cardinals. Do you think the Cardinals will make the playoffs?
I'm not as high on the Cardinals as you are, but I like them at this 7 seed with the expanded playoffs.
Yeah.
Maybe potentially sneaking in. I think that.
What other team could get in besides them sneak into that 7 spot?
Maybe the Falcons, as you had initially, or the Packers, or we have Packers in there.
I do like the Falcons.
I mean, the Niners, are big.
Yeah, maybe we should throw them in there. I mean, that would be the obvious choice.
I'm kind of down to leave them out, though. I like that. It's a bold choice.
All right. We'll roll with that.
They looked pretty awful in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I just think that I just don't think Jimmy G's that great.
I'm with you on Jimmy, and it just seems like I think we said this last year. Last year's 49ers looked like the best version of the Kubiak Texans, which is that a team that's going to go to back-to-back, make a good run back-to-back years? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
So top to bottom, are you cool with that 1 through 7?
I'm cool with that 1 through 7. I think the boldest thing we've done is leave out the 49ers in terms of these.
Probably.
Okay. I think that's the boldest move, but you got to make a bold move, and I'm down for that.
Yeah, and the only other team on that list that is kind of really the only teams on that list that are surprising is the Cardinals. I guess the Bucks, but yeah.
But you have the greatest NFL player of all time on their team.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Would we be shocked if the Niners missed the playoffs? I don't think we'd be shocked.
No, I wouldn't be shocked at all.
Yeah, just like Jimmy G throws a bunch of picks and they'd miss the playoffs. Sounds right.
Now, with the AFC, from this 1 through 7, what do you think about this 1 through 7? I think the biggest difference between you and I is I guess the Texans, I think the Colts will have a better regular season record than the Texans. I also think that the Steelers are going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, you're higher on the Steelers.
Dude, they're a good ass team, man. I'm telling you, they're pretty complete all around.
I regret leaving them off my initial. You're low on the Patriots, which I understand.
Yeah, I think that Bill Belichick just knows that.
This is a wash year.
Yeah, that this is a wash year. Yeah, with this coronavirus and all this shit, I think he's just gonna lose a bunch of close games very intentionally.
Well, that's a good point. I hadn't thought about that in terms of what is he losing in terms of he always has intense practice times, right, and a lot of work for the players.
Yeah, and that's true.
Can't do that with Corona.
Can't do any of that shit.
So that's an interesting. Yeah, I like that.
What do you? Yeah, I mean, looking at this 1 through 7, I mean, what would you change?
I mean, the only thing that stands out to me, and this is not just these picks, but this is something that's happening across the real media, is that the Texans have the third best quarterback in the conference. In
the league, yeah, I think
being conservative in the league, potentially, and yet, that we have them here below the Bills and the Colts, which I'm not saying is wrong. I just think that's interesting.
Yeah,
But I think this is a solid list.
I also think, maybe what we could do is we could maybe move the Colts up a little bit. Because I think that, I think our division is going to be pretty good this year and pretty competitive. I think we're going to have...
I would flip Colts and Bills, maybe.
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Do you like the Dolphins?
I do. I like the Dolphins as a last playoff spot. The trendy pick.
Yeah.
Sexy pick.
They're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, Tua, I'm not going to bet against Tua.
I just think that, and I think Brian Flores, I think, inspires a lot of confidence in his players.
Tua is a winner.
And that guy Tua, yeah.
I notice you don't have the Jets. You don't have Sam Darnold up here.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. So I think I don't. I mean, I think the Jets and the Jaguars will be the worst teams in the league. But with that being said,
But the Redskins too.
the Redskins too. The Jets could actually be good.
They could make the playoffs. It would be crazy.
They could make the playoffs. I mean, what are they in? They're in the AFC East, right? So that would be with the Patriots and the Bills.
Dolphins. It's kind of that division's kind of up for grabs.
100%. 100%. So are we cool with that list, or do we want to change anything?
No, that looks great. I like that.
Now, what do you think about the NFC champ and the AFC champ?
I really like Bucks over Vikings.
Yep.
Really like that. I think that's I have no problems with that. And I like the Chiefs winning again. I do like that, and I think Steelers, man, Big Ben, kind of like one last ride. He makes a deep run.
Yeah.
I like it.
And they're only what? No, I guess the Vikings were in the NFC Championship last year, right? The 49ers beat them, I think.
You know what all four of these teams have in common?
What?
Proven good coaches.
Yeah. I would say that the only one maybe is a question. Well, no, I think Mike Zimmer is a good coach. I mean, he's definitely not a bad coach.
Yeah, he's not like he's maybe not a great coach, but he's not a bad coach.
He's not a bad coach.
That's a strong sign of good picks. And then Bucks over Chiefs, I love that.
What do you think the score would be?
Oh, very high scoring.
59 to 58.
Wow.
Probably not.
Probably not 59. But I could see 28 to 24.
I think it'll be a little higher scoring. I could see 38.
Yeah.
36.
38, 36. I like that. Yeah, just another Tom Brady last minute game winning drive.
I mean, is that what? I mean, you cool with 38, 36?
38, 36 bucks. I love that.
38, 36 bucks. That's
Tom Brady wins his 7th ring.
Tom Brady wins his 7th ring, and yeah, I wonder if he would retire after this year. Probably not. I think he would probably.
Home Super Bowl. You realize we're predicting a home Super Bowl winner.
Is the Super Bowl in Tampa Bay?
In Tampa Bay.
Really?
Yes.
You heard it here first, folks.
You heard it here first. The first ever home Super Bowl, and they win.
In 2021.
Yeah, 2021.
And, in this strange time of coronavirus, we appreciate our listeners for tuning in.
Yeah, stay locked in.
Yeah, don't stay home.
Yeah, stay home. Keep those hands washed.
Keep those hands washed. Keep that mask on.
Keep that mask on.
At all times.
Yeah, sleep in your mask.
Eat it. Yeah.
Eat through your mask.
Eat through your mask. Edible masks. There's an idea.
Yeah, there you go. I just need a snack,
Eat your mask.
Eat it. Just eat your mask. Put another one on.
Not a terrible idea.
Really not.
That's all, folks.
Hey, good stuff.